Yo, you remember these?
Yo, I remember this.
Super Saiyan Dragon Ball. I spelled Saiyan's wrong.
Grade 6. Man, that was 22 years ago. Youth.
The 9 million pound passion project that took over 9,000 hand-drawn frames of animation to complete. Started in 2018 and chipped away at in my free time nightly. 4 years of hard work in the hyperbolic time chamber led to my master thesis and grand love letter. Legend, a Dragon Ball tale. With over 9 million views, a million approvals, a pitfall of comments, positivity, and a lot of hype. Fan art. CGI recreations of favorite scenes. Cosplay. Imaginary and real-life action figures. And even as far as seeing Goku's Savior of Heaven show up as a mod in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. It's become overwhelmingly clear to me that Legend: A Dragon Ball Tale was exactly what the doctor ordered. What goes into making a film from nothing and with no budget? Well, I can give you the short answer to that second part. It's that you have to ally yourself with people who really believe in you and with whom you can be reliable too. You have to make a promise and uncompromisingly keep it. That's how you get people to believe in your vision and shine their absolute best when teaming up with you. And so now we're going to dive into this yearbook of sorts on the making of Legend and all the fantastic people who brought it to life with me. I loved Dragon Ball Z ever since I was a kid. Growing up and finally becoming an animator myself, your tastes change over time, and Dragon Ball Z, as sweet as it was, just became a nice part of my memory. But no matter how old I got, I always looked back to Vegeta. Was the single most badass character in the show, and my friend Giuseppe reminded me of something that my nostalgia prescription had blinded me to, and that is Toriyama's dark secret. We all know the story.
Hey, stupid!
Vegeta shows up to every big fight, talks some big game,
How about a taste of my pride?
lays some big blows, and then, just when he looks his coolest,
My pride!
he is made example of, time after time. Watching this pattern for nearly 2 decades hurt me in my bones. The prince disrespected so hard, never getting the honor he deserved. But then, something happened. A new Dragon Ball came out, one that would redeem our battered and betrayed prince. Dragon Ball Super.
Pride!
Surely our prince would become the best. Surely his royal Super Saiyan Blue would be enough to drop Jiren and the Guardians of the Galaxy. Right? No. Not right.
Impossible. I leave it to you, Kakarot.
How could this be happening? It happened again. But something was different this time. Something in me snapped.
That's it! I'm making my own Vegeta movie!
Sleep did not come easily that night. As I stared at the ceiling unblinking, I wondered, what must I do to attach respect to the man's name? How could I make him the king?
So what's the first step? What's the first step of taking this sheet of paper drawn for me and turning it into something that everyone else can enjoy too? So, step 1. Don't tell anyone. Just shut your trash mouth and draw.
In 2014, I had done a piece for Comic-Con titled Return of the King, where Vegeta, having defeated Broly once and for all, took his royal reds and fashioned it as his own attire, assuming the throne. Fast forward 4 years and 1 night later, back in 2018, during a sketch jam after a night of training with Giuseppe Arabia, the idea returned, but in its true form. The new King of the Saiyans. And I proceeded to drawing him, over and over again. And before I knew it, I had captured him in a way that I always felt but never saw. A royal badass. And from there it was just daydreaming, imagining the perfect fight between Vegeta and Broly, where Goku could for once witness the magnificence of my favorite character, which is what led to these beat boards. Moving on to create Goku but a bit younger, Chi-Chi but a bit more jacked, and Broly, the diabolical legend. I had my work cut out for me. And I was enjoying every second of it. For Vegeta, adding the red cape and green gems to liken it back to Broly's green gems and red shroud in movie 8 was key, and it brought it back to the original 2014 royal idea I had. Goku was closer to the original Goku we knew and grew up with. I took some small liberties with his design, and even snuck in a little joke like replacing the kanji for turtle with a kanji for food, as we all know that, before martial arts in his family, Goku's first love is chicken. And funny enough, the Han in Grandpa Gohan is made up of the radical for food. Go figure. I did my absolute best to capture the beauty, grace, and ferocity of Chi-Chi, to make it overwhelmingly clear that she would destroy anything that stood between her and her man. And who could forget Broly, the man of the hour? And though only marginally different from the original, I wanted to play him up as a complete menace, more in control of his actions and clever in his deceit. He was a time traveler in my film who believed, after losing to Goku and his family time after time, that he could eradicate them all if he went back to the moment where Goku married Chi-Chi. His scars that he received at the end of movie 8 from Goku's Shoryuken light up from the core of his soul as he remembers the vengeance that he's entitled to. I drew inspiration for this from Rurouni Kenshin, but it turns out that his scars actually don't do that. I guess I just imagined that they light up so thematically. Good inspiration though. And lastly, how could we forget about Son Goku, the savior from heaven? Though the most unique design of the lot, there's not much to be said about him. The design came really naturally to me. I wanted to take all that wrath, rage, and sheer beastly nature of a man sent from heaven as a savior to destroy anything in his way to protect the woman that he loves. The Monkey King has always played a big role in influencing my art, so it was only really a matter of time until I could bring him into this final form. After I designed him, I shot him over to Mike Chung, who you'll meet in a moment, for some color iterations. I couldn't decide which I liked more, the red or the ash brown skin, so I ended up using both of them in the film, by letting his burning red body start to cool off and become solid gray. We had Vegeta, Chi-Chi, Goku, and the diabolical Broly. On to the next.
Up until that point, it was mainly a solo endeavor, but I couldn't imagine doing it alone. Not because I couldn't, but because that would be so incredibly boring and lame. It's like going to a party alone. What's the first thing you do when you go to a party? You look for your friends. And friendship is so important to me.
Yo, Nas, what's good, man? I heard about the project, dog. The Dragon Ball project. It sounds amazing. I can't wait to be a part of it. Hit me up. Yeah.
Friendship, loyalty, honor. These things are so important to me.
Yo, Nas, I'm driving, bro. I thought I got a missed call from you, or maybe a telemarketer. Still really excited about the project. Hit me up, man. Yeah.
Friendship. I can't imagine what I would do without my friends. You know, like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Hey, Nas, what's up, brother? I hadn't heard from you in a while, man. But I saw that Instagram post with the Goku piece. Fire, man. Can't believe you did it without me, though. I thought you were smarter than that, dog. But obviously, I was wrong. But anyway, we still got to go with Brawly stuff, so I can still be a part of it. Hit me up. Yeah.
Friendship. Loyalty. Friendship. Hey Nick, man, I haven't heard from you in a while. What are you saying, man? What's good?
What's good? What's good is I've been calling you, man. I've been calling you and calling you. Saw the Brawly design. I guess you got them all done. All right, man. I see how it is. You know what, bro? I'm gonna remember this. I'm gonna remember this for a long time. Yeah. Watch your back when you out here in these Canadian streets. Ain't this about a this? I can't believe disrespect. You know what, dog? Hit me up on the next one. That was hot. Get at it. Yeah.
Nah, I'm just playing. We're good. After design was locked up, it was time to get to the choreography of the film, the actual storyboarding of Legend. Storyboarding, if it isn't completely clear by its name, is literally making a board of your story. It's taking what's inside your head and bringing it out on paper. Well, it may not always be done on paper anymore, but I definitely still do my thumbs on paper. Beat for beat, without giving too much thought or care about details, I make the main and sub-main beats of the film. Eventually I do redo these proper, making a clean rough storyboard and timing it out as a Leica reel, shot for shot, how I'd like them to be looking in the final film. Things shift a bit here and there, but at this stage, I want to get as close as possible to how I want things to look in the final film. So what do you think? Can you tell the difference between how it started and how it ended? And the answer is yes, before you ask. You usually do need a screenplay before starting a storyboard. Mine, though, looked like this. So yeah, you don't always need a lot to make something out of nothing. Sometimes you just have to start drawing. But the time had finally come. It was time to get out of the chamber and contact the rest of the Stray, my Wu-Tang clan, the Stray Dogs. First up, Mike Chung.
I'm Mike Chung. I'm the color director for Legend, Dragon Ball Tale, and I am very enthusiastic about color. We really liked the old Dragon Ball movies, and we especially wanted to look at the first Broly movie. Some really unusual color logics in there. Sometimes color just doesn't make sense. You know, we just experiment, just keep going. I love that part about color, and I hate it too. But mostly love it. In the end, it's usually worth it.
Would you say love always prevails at the end?
Hopefully. Yes. And one of the most important parts of the color scripting process is setting up color logic in the whole film. So we know that our villain is going to be Broly, and his energy is mainly green. If there were like calm and cool times and stuff like that, we didn't want green in there because that was reserved for the antagonist energy. We had blue and we had golden energy, which is obviously the Super Saiyans. The golden energy and the blue energy was going to be reserved for Goku and Vegeta, especially at the end when they sort of combined together against the green energy of Broly. So for color designing on the project, we wanted to pay homage to the old stuff, but we also like didn't want to be like one-to-one. We didn't want to copy and paste it. We wanted to keep it relatively authentic, but we wanted to add something of our own flair to it. I saw it for the storyboards that I get from NASEER, and we started to design like some of the scenes, some of the moods, time of day. In the film, we actually kind of have artificial like transitions in time of day kind of thing. Some of them are more for dramatic effect. What's cool about this project was that within this 10-minute film, we started off in this really high energy daytime setting, and we transitioned into a dark, emotionally charged moment for Goku, which is reflected in the environment actually when it gets like super dark and almost like an artificial nighttime. It finally breaks when we actually break the wall of the Budokai Tenkaichi. That leads into like this somber sunset in order to end the whole film. So this one's one of the first layouts that we worked on for Legend. And I would actually take the layout and I would print it out on computer paper, and I would use my light table and transfer it over to watercolor paper. And this was actually one of the first paintings that we ended up doing for the film, which we actually got rid of the grass in the end.
No, we kept it.
Wait, we kept it?
We put it back in.
We put it back in?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Didn't even know. Well, that's going in the dock.
So hopefully this helps to demystify a bit of the process. You know, it's not magic, but it kind of becomes magic.
But for you, I make a royal exception.
Now that pre-production of design, boards, and color script were done, it was time to get to the meat of all of it. My favorite part, the animation. So from start to end, let's check out some samples of what happens when you take some crappy thumbnails and try to take them one step further. Got a nice chunk of acting in the storyboard. Now to juice it up on paper. This shot is definitely worthy of some paper. Taking it further, you can see what cleanup, color, and composite will do to these hand-drawn frames that take God knows how long. Jumping from storyboards and thumbnails into the animation, there's definitely a step in between it all, and that's laying out your characters. You want to lay them out every scene at least once, which means to draw them real nice. Get their proportion, their scale, their detail, and sneak in as much acting as you can into a single drawing to jumpstart your animation in the best way possible. And never underestimate the power you might have to get the most out of a single drawing. Here's another example of some really crappy thumbnails, readable only by me. And of course they're for me. Who else is animating this? Going from storyboards to rough animation, this one on paper as well, to digital tie-down, and finally some digital cleanup as well as some paper cleanup. This one's definitely got to be one of my top favorites, and I hope it is one of yours too. The severe heavy body blows to Broly's ribcage truly makes for some wince-worthy animation. Oh, and believe me, people have made remarks that I'm some kind of crazy person to want to do all this sort of torture. But I'm not totally crazy. I definitely don't color it traditionally. I use TV Paint to do all my digital stuff. Ah! I hate digital work. Man, whatever. That won't stop me.
Animation is about repetition. You're trying the same thing over and over again. I'll do it 9,000 more times if I have to. But I don't want to do it 9,000 more times. But anyway, this is a frame-by-frame process. It just goes with the territory. Sometimes you just have to enjoy the suffering. Oh, and believe me, you will suffer. And hopefully you enjoy the completion of your project more than you hate the pain that it takes to get there. But believe me, the look on people's faces when they see Broly getting worked on the stomach by Muhammad Ali, priceless.
Come on!
Having small spots where I can really make a character's acting shine is really important to me in this film, short as they may be. And Chi-Chi, with the short screen time that she may have had, was definitely my favorite character to be doing this with. Playing with the extremes of her expression was really great, and our voice actor, who you will meet in a moment, did a fantastic job of just bringing this character to life through her voice. I had to do it justice. Took my thumbs, turned them into storyboards, listened to her voice, and animated to that. And animators don't always get to do it in that order, so I was really lucky.
And you know, as maddening as this frame-by-frame process may seem, I live for it. The satisfaction level is so high. But who could I share this madness with? Let's see.
Hi, I'm Sandy. I'm a cell colorist on Legend, and basically what that is taking the colors from the design and putting them in the final animation. It's pretty mind-numbing, but it's kind of nice to relax it after like a long day of work. And plus, I just really like being part of the project. It just looked really nice to have something to go to and to be part of something really cool. We work in layers and we make sure that all the colors fit underneath the lines. You gotta be really meticulous to make sure every frame is working and that everything is consistent throughout the entire animation. Yeah, it's a really rewarding job, but it does take kind of a toll on your body. This extra is from 2019. I had a hairline fracture on it. By 2020, it turned into a double fracture. By 2021, my doctor said I should probably just find a new job, and I was like, it's okay, I'm not even getting paid. Okay. Screw the x-rays though. Can't wait to jump onto the next project.
And while all this goodness is happening, there's a separate league of extraordinary madmen ready to use their sharpened art blades to take out background layout.
Hi, I'm Ines Basel. I'm a background layout artist on Dragon Ball Tale. Oh, I forgot the legend. Okay, doing it again. I love doing a lot of things, but I particularly like to do creature, character, environment. I like to create worlds where characters and creatures fit well. So my favorite part of working on the project was when I was detailing the lines I was doing. So it's basically the last part of my job. It was like icing on the cakes. I particularly enjoyed doing cracks on rocks. It's really fun. My favorite scene is when there is the FX with the dragon eating the ball. I thought it was really mind-blowing. But the whole project, I really loved it. It was really delightful for the eyes. Of course I do!
My name's Giuseppe Arabia, and ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to be a gangster. That's silly. Let me try again. The inception of the project started at my place after a night of training. We were doing a sketch jam, and Naj showed me a drawing he did of King Vegeta and some cool beatboards. After the release of the 2018 trailer, we worked backwards from the throne room, designing the corridor leading up to it. We knew we didn't want a delicate, polished environment, and we leaned towards something more savage and illustrious. Working off the board, we had tattered banners, ornately engraved pillars, and a red carpet leading up to the throne room doors. Focusing on these elements really reinforces the mood we're going for. Moving on, the next step was designing the planet's surface. We went through many iterations of this. It was challenging because I wanted something that felt at home in the DBZ universe, but I didn't have that much reference to draw from. I used a lot of shots from the Planet Namek arc and the Brawley movie.
Hey, G.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yo, so you got that layout? I want you to check it out.
Yeah, man, here it is.
Okay, this is looking good. I'm gonna send it over to Mike right away for paint.
Actually, can we hold on that? I want to try something.
G, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Your next pass on the layout. Can I check it out?
Yeah, here it is.
Beautiful. All right, I'm sending this to Mike right away for paint.
Oh, hold that thought. Give me like another week with it.
Gee, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Nas?
You got that layout for me?
Yeah. It's right here.
Okay. Mike, I'm gonna call Mike tonight.
Yeah.
What is it?
Nah, just give me like 3 more days.
Seppi, it's been 3 years, blood. I need this layout tonight.
Bro, please, I promise you 3 more days.
3 days. Joe?
Yo, Nas, what's up, man?
It's good. The movie's gonna be out in a week. You got that layout for me or not?
Yeah. Check this one out. What do you think?
Jesus! Oh my god. For a second, let's look at the first one. Dude, it looks like they lost the war in the first one.
The first iteration was desolate and unimpressive, and we kept building on that. We added trees, Roman pillars, stone statues of loyal, sane soldiers, and we tied it all together with Namekian architecture. We wanted this shot to look like the center of a powerful and thriving city, with an imposing statue of old Emperor Vegeta conquering Frieza. And we wanted the viewer to see this without saying it. That was my job. If I do it right, story, mood, atmosphere, I can achieve all this without saying a word. Oh, no. Not if I have to be on camera again.
We've looked at a lot of stuff, screenplay, background art, animation, but we haven't looked at one really crucial thing in this film, which was writing. Hello, I'm Kanako. My wife and partner in crime, Kanako PASHA, who refuses to be on camera in this documentary, helped me a lot in this project. With her extremely organized eye, she really helped me with my kanji writing.
NASEER, I saw your writing. It sucks. Do it again, please.
I studied Japanese for 3 years in university, and I can't think of a single thing more embarrassing than writing Asian things and getting it horribly wrong. I don't want to be that guy who thinks he has a tattoo that says ninja, but it really says Care Bears.
So thank you, Kanako, for helping me look like the real deal.
Oh, and can we talk for a second about how badass the music was? Check out these usual suspects. First up!
I'm Cooper Maiden. I'm a music composer for film and TV, and currently you can hear my work on Mighty Express on Netflix. Catch me on Saturdays! What it was like to create the DBZ prologue was, it was pretty exciting. I love making stuff that sounds older than it really is, and I think like the biggest test is if people can't tell if it was made that week. And so like when I first heard how tapey the strings and the horns were, that was like my immediate focus, was like, how do I recreate those in an authentic way? And once I had that sorted down, everything else kind of fell together. Like I played some live bass on it and tape saturation, everything. So Nas slid me this African drumming track that was like an open source thing, and the quality was a little like sketchy and stuff, but that's what honestly made it so gritty and cool. And so I was like, I wanted to use real, straight off the floor, banging on garbage pans, banging on like big plastic drums and stuff in my room, and then couple that with some real expensive drumming library stuff to get real heavy halls that we didn't have here in my tiny little room. And then I would like take my my own voice, and I rolled up like a big piece of sound foam and put a microphone at the end of it and just would scream into this foam like all night. And I was going, hoo, yeah, and just trying like a bunch of different things to see what would work. And I bet my neighbors thought I was absolutely crazy, or like somebody was in here getting murdered. And nobody called the police, thankfully, so now we have this great piece of music. Anything for Dragon Ball Z, at the end of the day, it's like we all grew up with this and it means so much to us. So when someone is like, would you do the thing that you do every day for work for something you love? It's not work anymore.
Well, his life's over.
And two gentlemen who are fellow DBZ heads and amazing musicians were kind enough to let me use their wicked music in the film.
Charlie Para del Riego. Now. And even if we tried to, we wouldn't be able to ignore it. The most iconic DBZ song ever.
This is unbelievable. This is similar to his theme.
Friedrich.
One thing that they did this and now, bro.
Oh my gosh, I almost started crying just now.
You think you're smart? Think you can hide from us? But your work is too loud, my friend.
This shit is badass! Holy sh**. Like, why the f*** am I crying right now? There's so much passion in this. Like, you can tell how much they gave a f***. This is insane.
Only one photo from God knows when, but you can't hide forever, my man. Boards, design, color, animation, backgrounds, music. Believe me, none of this would come to life without the master ear of our sound master.
Feel good, though.
Hi, my name is Dave VITAS, and I'm the creative audio director on Legend, a Dragon Ball tale. So, a creative audio director's job is to basically successfully marry made from scratch sounds to picture in such a way where it makes the person watching it feel something at the end. So I first heard about the project back in 2018. I actually watched the trailer, just like everyone else did, that first trailer. I was absolutely blown away by the animation style, how it looked, how it sounded, and I just wanted to add my own flavor to the project. So I messaged Nas, just said hello, just shot like an email out telling him how great the project was. And yeah, I mean, he responded about a week later, and yeah, we formed a working relationship, and the rest is history. The prospect of working on an animation was actually really, really cool to me. We had to build all the sounds from scratch because we didn't want to get in the way of any copyrights or anything like that. And I just kind of took it personally as a challenge, like how far could we push the Dragon Ball sounds to marry them to the picture, but like also build them from scratch. So I think the biggest challenges on the project, honestly, was just trying to recreate that specific sound style that DBZ is known for. One of the things that really helped was putting a lot of like VHS style tape effects on the actual sound. That helped actually like marry it to the picture because obviously the picture was made to also look like a 90s style cartoon. Here is the actual Scouter reading. So all of this is just a little layers, and if I solo some of these, you'll see here you got the clicks. Here we have, right, just another clicky sort of layer. More clicks. And then here's where the meat of the sounds come from. Right, like your beeps. So, and all of those get combined together, basically. So, just remember, all of this was basically created from scratch. Yeah, so with Goku, we wanted him to be, or to feel a lot more feral, right? Especially in the new form. So yeah, just 3 tracks actually of the same Goku voice, but processed very differently. Layer 1. Layer 2. And layer 3. Pretty neat. I pitched the idea of using bells and stuff for his actual slam attacks and everything. And I can solo some of that stuff for you, like the Tibetan chants and... Right? I throw on some verb at the end and then, it sounds great. And here's another layer 2. So like if we combine the entire edit together with all the layers, you have something that sounds like this. Yeah, I can't wait to see what else we put out.
And there you have it. All the elements that will make an animation come to life. The end. Oh wait, we need voices. Voices, right?
All my life I've trained for this one moment.
How's that? I am Jordan Woolen, and I am the voice of Vegeta, Goku, and a couple others in Legend, a Dragon Ball Tale. What got me into voice acting was, well, I've always been a huge fan of like anime, cartoons, video games, and I didn't actually know that like a person was doing that. What voice acting like means to me is everything. Like I can't not be doing this. Goku, I could just like swap into Goku whenever I want because he's kind of basically me. Have we ever met? Can you just tell me what I forgot so I can remember? Oh man, it was... Well, for one, I didn't expect it because I think we added Vegeta in the first session because I was brought on to do just Goku. And it was in that first session that I kind of mentioned, like, who you got for Vegeta? And he said, no one. So I just kind of shot my shot and wound up voicing both of them and had a blast. This project, it meant so much to be part of something that is so... I have no other word for it but incredible. It looks incredible. It sounds incredible. It is... probably the best I've ever seen from like a Dragon Ball fan project.
Now, Kakarot! Kamehameha!
Next time, let's talk some rates.
Is that all you can say for yourself? I just spat everywhere. I don't know if that picked up on camera. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball. What another lovely day of recording for me. Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. My name is Elsie Lovelock, and I play the role of Chi-Chi in Legend, a Dragon Ball Tale. Let's get to it. So what first got me into voice acting was that I originally wanted to do musical theatre because I started out as a singer, and I've done lots of stage productions and stuff all over the place, cabaret, entertaining, blah blah blah, but I get really bad stage fright and stage anxiety. So I still wanted to act and do all the stage stuff, but without the anxiety. And voice acting was kind of just like the perfect marriage of me still being able to do what I love, which is act, but not have to be on stage. Win-win. What it was like playing Chi-Chi. I think I felt kind of apprehensive at first because she's been played in the past by lots of amazing women, and I just wanted to be able to evoke a little bit of what they evoke from the character, and I'm hoping that I captured that. So that's kind of, that part was fun for me. I have quite a bad temper myself, so it's always fun playing a character that has a bad temper.
Just how stupid can you be? Ugh, just how stupid can you be? Have we ever met? And did you forget the promise you made to me as well? Ugh! You promised to marry me, Goku!
Whew, bit angry.
Hi, I'm Jason Alexander Sukram, and I play Broly in Legend, a Dragon Ball Tale. So preparing for Broly was actually an incredible experience. At the same time, it was also kind of challenging. I mean, even though the Broly just had one line that he was continuously saying throughout the film, which was Kakarot, I didn't want him to say Kakarot the same way over and over and over again. So what I wanted to do with that one word that he was saying, and also just the other things that he was doing, so like the grunts, the fight noises, the laughs, the screams, I wanted to give different variations of it. So this way, one, the audience doesn't get bored, but two, it also matches the storyboard and NASEER's vision.
Whoa, hang on. There's more to this story. What? Jason, hey, yeah. About the Broly line, were you able to record? Yeah, no, it's Kakarot. It's just Kakarot.
Yeah, man. Now I got it, don't worry. Today, yeah. Today.
Yeah, so Jason, about that Broly line. Oh, did you record yet?
Yeah, man, of course, I got it. Don't worry. Of course I'm gonna, I'm literally about to do it. So yeah, so don't worry. Okay. Okay, alright, yeah.
Leave your message after the tone.
Jason, I need you to record.
Hey man, I was just about to go record.
So Dragon Ball Z had a big influence on me as a kid. It was my favorite show. It was my favorite anime. And when it was airing on TV, it was something that me and everyone else in my class, we would have to run home after school just to go watch, just so we wouldn't miss it. And then the next day we would talk about the episode we just saw. And it was a way I met NASEER. I met him in grade 6 at that time. We became friends because we loved to draw Dragon Ball Z. What NASEER and other kids in the class, they introduced me into their artwork that they had. So at that time, this was in the year 2000, so this is before the internet became big. We couldn't use the internet as reference. So what NASEER and these other kids had, they had black and white images. They were photocopies. And I would always borrow it from them, and then I would get my own when I would get it from other kids, and then we would just inspire one another with our drawings, and then we would also just lend it to each other. And we made a collective type of binder for it. And it had all of the black and white images that we had, plus it had some of our drawings that we would share with one another, and GeoCity bitches. and it was at that time it was huge, and this was like the baseline of just everything that Legend is now, right? It was pretty much based off of when we were drawing this in grade 6 back in the year 2000. Like, this was huge.
I think I'd be amiss if I didn't mention at least a few Easter eggs that were in the movie, because it was packed with them, so let's look at a few. Outside the Budokai Tenkaichi tournament, this scene is actually packed with cameos, and I never miss an opportunity to sneak in a good cameo. Can you spot them all? On the right, we have my wife walking into the stadium with my cute cat Kurue. Over here on the left, sitting beside Akira Toriyama himself, is a clapping homeless man. That man is me, with my cat, Komachi. For my 2017 graphic novel, Two Mistakes Too Many, sliding right past us is the main hero, Keitaro Yoshitsune. And you might think that you spotted Akuma standing so casually waiting for a fight to start, as if he ever would. But this is actually based off of a young Shin Sarith, an amazing martial artist and stuntman, and someone who I always reference when I'm trying to create high-octane acrobatic choreography. And last, but certainly not least, the man himself, Christopher Sabat, just casually walking by. "Please, sir, won't you stop by our tournament today? It's only 20 pence. The crowd. As I mentioned, I love cameos, so in this shot you'll find every single member of Studio Stray Dog, alongside Launch, some guy who really looks like Trunks, Krillin, Oolong, Puar, Yamcha, Tien, and Yamcha. What? Yep, that's right, Yamcha sat beside Bulma, Malcolm Wolpe's Jay from Kung Fu is Dead, David Liu's Space Maria, my wife and her sister, and the One Punch Man himself, is our boy Yamcha. Again. Wearing a whole new set of clothes too. Why, you may ask? Who gives a f***? That's why. Funky faces. Look close enough at moments of great energy and speed, and you might spot some funky faces here and there. Like here. Or here. Whoa!
And yep, that says murder.
And well, that's basically the semi-condensed long answer of how you go from nothing to something really special. And for those of you who so disrespectfully fast-forwarded to this point of the end of the documentary, I want to leave you with a thought. When you have an idea for a project that's really special to you, keep it to yourself until it's ready to show. There is nothing less interesting than an undeveloped idea. People just aren't ready to digest it because they cannot see it the way that you do. Just keep working at it. Chip away at it. Pound after pound, page after page. Believe me, if you have confidence in your own project, it will be worth the wait. Just like my film. Oh, not this one. Oh, didn't I mention I made a Dragon Ball Z movie like this years ago?
The year is 1999, a freezing cold Canadian winter. I was inside drawing when my big sister called me from upstairs. "NASEER, come upstairs. There's a surprise for you." And she wasn't messing with me. "There is a Christmas present for you from Mark," is what she said. "It's right there on the bed." Really? For me? Muslims don't do Christmas. It wasn't normal. Had never happened before. But Mark was such a kind friend to our family and in many ways like a big brother to me. I have a big brother, by the way. But there were so many presents just there waiting for me. Inside the first bag was a Charmeleon and a Pikachu. This was so cool. The next was a poster to a show that I didn't realize I didn't deserve, but so desperately needed in my life. And the last was something else. It was a pair of them equal in size, and I didn't realize it at the time, but the poster had foreshadowed it. It was something I'd cherished dearly for the next 25 years. They were videos. It said OVA on them, and I didn't know it at the time, but they were going to change my life. The 12th and 13th OVA movies of a show called Dragon Ball Z. As the snow piled up outside, as did the scraps of paper around me, watching these movies over and over again. Pause, draw, pause, draw. It was endless. My favorite heroes, the men that could destroy planets and vanquish any foe before them. And so I knew what I had to do next. "Mark, you have a video camera and a color computer, right? Yeah? Uh-huh. Well, how many windows does it have?" 95 of them! Hell yeah, that's enough! And that was it. All that was left was to get to work. To make my own movie. I can't tell you why I did what I did the way I did it, but I locked myself in that room that summer. Just drawing. Me and the work. No people, no games, no water, not even an open window or a fan. I enjoyed every moment of it. Every successful drawing, every scrap, and the heat. Almost trapping myself in a jail, telling myself I only deserved some congratulatory grape soda if I finished the work. Making this type of hell for myself, where what I was doing was what I loved, was so enjoyable to me that it seemed to be the perfect recipe of heat, stress, and success, and just what I needed to finish the art for my movie. 1 week and 183 drawings later, and it was time. It was time to go make these drawings move, and make the movie that I had lost sleep over every night from the excitement of the idea of just getting to my desk the next day. Without realizing it, it was time to leave a thing I'd never seen before in Dragon Ball, but somehow naturally found myself in already. It was time to leave the hyperbolic time chamber. For an artist, that is. Now plagued with the deepest first question any young animator would have. How the hell do I make these move? And my genius no-budget solution? The turkey box. That's right. Right-angled corners, that is. so I knew all my drawings would land right in the exact same spot without moving. Studio was in tip-top shape. Me and Mark worked throughout the night and would film each frame for 2 seconds, and then with this computer comprised of 95 windows, we'd speed it all up. So we had his tech and my method. What was next? I'll tell you what was next. And there it is. Through the glory of my crappy drawings, I became the first filmmaker in my elementary school. Grade 5, Director Nas. My friends would flock me every other day. Hey, where is it? Can I borrow it next? Who has it? Hui? Dennis Kadim? Where is this movie? I need to see it! It was amazing. Not the movie, just the idea of it all. It was like contraband. A secret movie that only the initiated knew about. But then the unthinkable happened. This glory was snatched away from me by my own flesh and blood. My brother had taped over it. With Dawson's Creek.
I don't wanna wait for this song to be royalty free. It'll never happen. It's way too old.
I'm just playing. No, but he did do that. And his name is forever in my death note. But, you know, with technology and film restoration and all, I did reshoot it, so I guess what I'm saying is, we good. Don't hold vengeance in your heart, unless the other person really deserves it. Anyway, I hope that any budding filmmakers out there could find some sort of value in this documentary. Just looking behind the veil of a small project made by a small team that under most circumstances should have never been, if it weren't for loyal friends, die-hard DBZ fans, and a whole lot of midnight hours that led to one hell of a movie! So from the bottom of my heart and top of my lungs, I'd like to say thank you.
Thank you! Thanks everyone!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. And just know, I'm doing audio recordings in my car, so don't let anything stop you from making your dreams come true. Anything is possible.
4 years in the chamber. I got to make the movie I always wanted to with the people I always wanted to, and it was an absolute treat. And I think the child inside me is finally satisfied, getting to see his own movie in the Dragon Ball Z Hall of Fame. And beyond that, getting to see my friends, my whole family, and a ton of strangers who express their happiness through their art, kind comments, and their reactions has left me speechless.
Dragon Ball Z is all we had.
And you know, if in some sort of way you could take all that love, support, hypeness, gratitude, positivity, newfound friendships, and just sheer smiles and convert it all into a form of currency, well, then I'd have become a millionaire overnight. But definitely the poorest one you ever met.
That last name.
Hi, Parker here inside the Actor Studio with, you guessed it, your favorite stars. So, now that Legend is all done and done, what's next for you?
Oh, I'm heading south. I hear they love Dragon Ball Z in Brazil.
Cars with doors that open like this.
And this, not this!
I'm gonna have to check in with my agent, but I'm gonna be in this new film. It's with Jason Statham and The Rock. It's called The Menaning. Enter the men. Except for that laugh I just did there. Like that's not gonna be in the title. But it's gonna be a blockbuster smash hit. Look out for it.
I'm going to be a father, and my son will have the most glorious name. His name will be...
Gohan.
Hogoku. Yeah.